Oh. Good evening, folks. Just give me a second. There we go. Good evening, folks, and welcome once again to Let's Play Suzerain. Oh, we're back again. We're back again. Good evening, Pete, Rod, Nagisa, welcome. Ollie. Hello, Hank. Good to see you. Oh, I'm in a chirpy mood today because I've got my new internet and it's working as expected, which is a standard that's a high bar nowadays, to be honest with you. Normally you would expect to get what you paid for, but nowadays you never do you? Shortcuts, cost-cutting measures, you never get what you pay for. But I'm pleased to report that, touch wood, everything seems to be working as anticipated with the new broadband. Of course, I'm streaming in the lowest bitrate possible so that we have the shortest time delay, so clearly I'm not testing the powers of my new upload speed, but it's fine. It's fine because I'm going to test my upload speed in a slightly different manner. I'll let you into this as early stream people that have checked in early today. I've decided to do a new series. This is Three Kingdoms is still going ahead. Don't worry. This is not a get out of jail ploy. Don't worry about that. This is a bonus series because I thought, well, I need to test my upload speed by uploading some videos to YouTube like I used to do in the good old days. So I kind of miss doing that in a strange kind of way because streams are very convenient. They're very handy. Very, it's good to do large, chunky sessions. But I just want to experience the good old days. Sit down, record a 40-minute video, a bit more of a bite-sized chunk. Because I can kind of slot that in amongst my busy day occasionally. Good evening, Jam. So I thought it'd be nice to do a completely non-stream series. Full recorded sessions from start to finish. Just like the good old days. And I thought if we're going to do a good old days experience, so we better do a good old days game as well. So I thought to myself, there's a certain TV show that came out 2 weeks ago, was it now? And it got me thinking. Do you know what's a game that I've never played myself to a finish? And a game that I watched my friends play to a finish several times, but me personally never got my hands on it and played it to a finish. Fallout 1, Nagisa, you're quite correct. So I thought, you know what I'm going to do? As I was sat in the car thinking about this yesterday, I thought I'm going to do, to test my upload speed, a fully recorded LP series of Fallout 1. I thought that'd be good fun to try. And finish, hopefully. I say try because obviously it's a very old game, but there you go. So I'll start that. It's a bit of a casual thing. I've seen the playtime of the game. It's about 13 hours or something. It's not massive, which I thought was a good game length to try this. I don't want it to be a 50-hour saga. It's a lot of videos, but yeah. So yeah, I'll get that up and running because I was also considering, which is a longer game, a bigger take on. I decided against it was Wasteland 2 because I've not started that yet. I'm sure somebody gifted me that 12 years ago. It's been on a very long list. But anyway, let's dive in. I'm going to start that. I'm going to probably start that this week, the Fallout thing. At some point. Can't be Wednesday because I'm streaming. No, I'm not. Oh, I'm off to Manchester this week. It might not start this week. It might start next week. I'm off to Manchester with work, staying overnight Wednesday into Thursday. So that's going to limit my. It's going to limit my time a bit. But anyway, here we are. Once again in our lovely realm. Country. Sorry. Getting all feudalesque here. Where I'm sure in the last session we carried out some religious ritual, which went really well. Plaudits have come in, and we are very much, at the moment, I kind of get the vibe that we're very much a people's president, but I'm sure the people love us, in my head anyway. People love us. Have I even booted up Three Kingdoms this month? I have. 3 times. And I've gone through 4 tutorial videos. There's about 28 tutorial videos, but I've gone through 4 because I'm trying to familiarise myself with the user interface, some of the game mechanics, more so than the strategies. So as long as I know what I'm doing and I'm not clicking screens blindly, that's my aim for the first session, you see. And then of course the second session after that will come another week later probably, and I've got another week to do a bit more learning in between, you see. But no, in all seriousness, I have done some studying. And I'm getting into it. If I was, apart from the past couple of days because of my dicky stomach, I've not done a right lot. But yeah, I shall be after this session, because what's on my whiteboard, if I could turn my camera around, which I can do, it's only on the screen, but I won't bother. You might see other things in the room that you don't want to see, like football trophies and other nonsense. 3K research is on my whiteboard, which means it's got to get done. And that's a list of daily tasks, by the way, not weekly. So when I put it on, it has to be done that day. And I've done very well with my whiteboard chores, I call them, because I put things on there that sometimes I tend to gloss over occasionally, or forget to do. Like wash my car, for example. It's looking in the right state. Anyway, I digress slightly. So yeah, we are still waiting to have a meeting with one of the Supreme Court judges, I believe. And we've got 2 countries that we are in trade negotiations with, Lesbia and somebody else whose name has escaped me. It's Lesbia because I kind of favoured Lesbia, but there's another one. So it begin with an A. Getting an A name, no. Vargsland. Vargsland, of course. So it was Vargsland. Thanks for your assistance anyway. It's good to see you helped out there. Vargsland. So that's the 2 events that we're looking forward to. Actually, look, it looks very in depth. This is one of the reasons why I kept putting it off. Is how steep's this learning curve? But when you put it in the frame of a paradox game, it's not that bad, is it? Let's be honest, it's not that intricate. So if I can master CK2, I can master bloody Three Kingdoms, can't I? So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I've certainly, it's quite interesting to see even the difference. There's some slight subtle differences because I'm choosing a rebel king rather than one of the Han Empire guys or whatever. The whole setup is different. Let's say the whole setup, but there's different ranks for officers and different nuances. That makes me think, am I going a bit? Well, yeah, I'm a rebel king. I'm going outside the norm here. This is against my principles. Normally I'd play something a lot more straightforward and a lot more in tune with the regularity. So, I don't know. We'll see. Evening, Joker Drake. Nope, no dramas to report today. No drama. Well, unless you want to hear my tales of woe about my illness, but I'm sure you don't, so I'll spare you. But I've got a doctor's appointment tomorrow at 10:30. That's as much as I'll tell you. But anyway, right, the president attends today was dissension. I think we read these last time. I think we were waiting to do a family meal. He's beginning to rattle around in the old memory banks here. I'm sure we were having a meal because we went to the church first, meal second. Yes. And of course our Sordland run has been slipping against the Arcasian lira. I'm sure most currencies are slipping against the lira. That's my excuse. Look, I've got a positive growth line, okay? I arrived home from work, hung my jacket up and put my briefcase in the hall. Convinced my rebel son to come down to dinner. You think he's going to be that bad? I was quite downplayed last time. We can't be doing with this stroppy behaviour. For time infinitum here. We'll have to stamp this out at this point. Come down here now! I paused, awaiting my usual greeting from my wife and daughter. Dina was out at one of her after-school art classes, I remembered. But where was Monica? From the living room I heard a muffled sob. Uh-oh. I entered to find Monica sitting on the sofa, a letter in her hands and a look of despair on her face. Sit down first. Comfort. What day is it today? Monday? I thought Leeds were playing today. Clearly I'm not that interested because I'm doing this instead. But I'm sure I thought it was Monday that Leeds were playing. Just double check that, Chan, will you please? You can keep me informed of the score, you see. Unless they're losing, then don't bother. Good evening, King Lemon, welcome. Oh, it is today. Oh, it is, yeah. It is today. Keep your eye on the score for me, will you? And if you remain quiet, I know we're losing. At least, and if we say, or drawing, you see, it opens up two possibilities. If I don't hear from you, and if we score, then you let me know it's 1-0 to us. And if they equalise, you can let me know that. But if we're going behind, well, so, King Lemon will have to do it. King, you're here. You come here, pop your head in, and now you're my official Leeds United scorekeeper. Hope you remembered the rules that I just laid down as well. Anyway. Oh, so we're debating whether to sit down next to her and comfort her or speak over. Darling, what's wrong? She obviously needs comforting. What if they score but it's 2-1 for the other team? Then they are ahead, so you shouldn't tell me. But you should have told me it was 1-1 because either we'd equalised or we'd been ahead. It's a complicated system, this, but basically only tell me the score if we score and are going ahead, scoring to equalise, or they score to equalise. All of them are fine. Just don't tell me if they score to go ahead. It's an easy system. Right, I'm going to sit down because we can comfort, and that's obviously a bit more reassuring than just asking what's wrong from a distance. Ah, dear. Right, anyway. We sit down next to Monica, and she rested her head on my shoulder. See? I knew she wanted to do that. Then she handed me the letter. It's for the Department of Education. Frank's university exam results are in. It must have made us proud. So proud my wife's in tears. I don't think these are proud tears, observant President. Oh, might be getting rid of VAR next season. Is that because of the uproar after the Coventry Man United game, perhaps? Or was that just the straw that broke the camel's back? Oh, Liv, no, you shouldn't be telling me that. Because I wouldn't know that Coventry were 2-0 ahead, because you shouldn't be telling me that, should you? Come on now. Think. It's all complex. This is like one of those 1% club questions. Can catch you out if you're snoozing. Anyway. How did he do? No. We know our wife we're inside out. So clearly he failed, didn't he? I don't want to bore you anymore, but this reminds me of a BT advert. You can Google this when I'm on a ramble. I don't know what time the kickoff is. It could be, I don't know. I haven't looked into that much detail. I've already consigned myself to the playoffs. I'm a very pessimistic person when it comes to Leeds United. Right, but no. Just look up BT advert Maureen Lipman. And there's one of those adverts where it was about the grandson's exam results. It's a classic advert. It'll mean nothing to you when you watch it. You'll be like, what the hell's that about? But you'll see what... the context, you'll see it. You'll see it. It's exactly the same. He failed. What do you mean he failed? I mean, his son, or the son told her, was telling her. But he passed pottery. You've got to watch the advert now. You see, it all makes sense. Just read the letter. Oh, sorry. She's telling me to get a move on. Right, come on. I looked at the page. Below Frank's name and address, his score was written. 435 points out of a total of 1,000. I don't know what that means precisely, but it's less than 50%. So if I'm equivalent that to grade, that's probably a D in GCSE terms. It's not good, is it, really, Frank? Failed. Oh. I mean, D is a score at least. I don't think in GCSEs you get a failed until you get a U. This is horrendous. All those years of effort, all those private lessons, all down the drain. You know what this means? He's going to have to join the military. He could die, Anton. Hell, bloody hell. I'm scaring myself. Calm down, Monica. Bloody hell. He brought this on himself. It's a bit harsh. I mean, it might do him good to learn from his mistakes, but what if it's not a mistake? What if he's just not capable? It's not his fault, is it? Well, it's probably his fault. He's definitely capable. We know he's capable. Does he know? Maybe I should tell him. My wife's clearly upset. I'll have to be level-headed here. No, but he should be back from school soon. I just don't understand. Frank's a smart boy. Why would he sabotage himself like this? I heard a key. Uh-oh. We haven't got much time to plan this, have we? Turning in the front door. Frank stomped in and was about to go straight upstairs when he noticed us both in the living room. Mum? Dad? What's going on? Have a seat, Frank, we say. All very official. Like we're in the assembly here. He took a seat across from us, like an interview, and I handed him the letter, whilst putting pressure on him by peering at him. He started reading it. Oh, shit. That was not the response I was expecting. You've taken me back a little bit there, Frank. Oh, dearie me. It's a good job I'm not actually in this position, because I might actually have left. Then I got the cold stare from my wife, whilst I'm trying to be serious here. What did you just say? What do you mean, oh shit? That's all you have to say? We'll address the language. Buys us a bit more time. You were a disappointment. That's a bit harsh, isn't it? Put disappointment onto... Don't bring disappointment into it. It's worse than being angry. Right, yeah, language. Just the language first. Come on, etiquette and all that. Not in front of anybody. Apart from me, when I allow it. You get out of your system, you see. I need a moment. Okay, we'll respect that. He went to the kitchen sink and washed his face. A moment later, he came back. I never thought this would happen. I'm so sorry. What have you done? He's making it sound like something's gone amiss. It's not the end of the world. It's not, I'm not going to blame myself. I'm sorry. I've been a good father. I'm a president. I've done my best. It's not the end of the world. Well, it's not really. It's exams. Bloody hell. How many jobs are out there for people without qualifications with exams? Lots of them. You know the top. I read it somewhere. The top whatever percent of the richest people in the world don't have education, or all the high flying degrees and things. So it's not the end of the world, really. This is, if you've got any kids, this is not to be said out loud. Don't let them know that. It's just our adult secret. Bribe a university. There's also that option. I didn't think of that, Nagisa. Clearly, I'm too much of a nice guy. But we could. With the president. Pretty close, though, isn't it? Clearly, put me on the spot there, didn't you? Frank looked close to tears. Monica put her hand on his shoulder. It's gonna be okay, she said through gritted teeth. But you really should have studied harder, Frank. Okay, now's not the time for lectures. We're trying to gesture while he's not looking. I know. I guess it's the army for me then. No, not so fast, son. I'm the president. It's many greasy palms I can do grease palms I can grease, yes. I mean, we were all thinking it, weren't we? Who said it first? Who said it? Whose idea was it first? Nagisa, yes. We all thought it. That be something I can do within the bounds of legality. Can't be impeached after all, can we? I think bribery is quite serious. Yes, says Monica. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you approve of bribery. Exactly. Ah, yes. If Alfonso could get his dimwit son into King's Hill University, I'm sure Holsworth State would have room for a bright boy like Frank. Precisely, Arthur. She's even thinking it. We're all thinking it. Just push him down the stairs so you can join. Oh, so he can't join the army. It's almost like putting razor blades in your own boots, isn't it? Ooh, remember that scene? Oh, I cringed a bit there, I tell you. Right, anyway, so, yes. I do have... Oh, are we really... In for a penny, in for a pound. In for a penny, in for a pound. We thought it, we might as well flip and say it. It's only to our wife, after all. And... It's not in keeping with our character, though, is it? Come on now. We've got... We obviously... But, I mean, we have done deals with business magnates, you know, to sway the media. It's not much different, really, is it? I've got -5 government. If I'm crossing palms, it's coming out of my personal budget. I'm fine. Oh, such a moral dilemma. Oh. Do you know what? Bugger it. Bugger it. It's not even bribery. It's a donation. I just randomly go across to the dean of the State College of whatever it's called, State Corporation University, and I just sit down across from. Oh, what do I hold your pleasure, Mr. President? Here's the favourite wine and all the rest of the crap that goes with being a dignitary. Of course, I'm sick of it all. I'm getting into the spirit here. Just imagine, you know, everywhere you go, people throw gifts at you. Cup of tea, sir? Oh, of course, thank you. Oh, it's your favourite blend. Oh, how did you know it was coming? Lovely. Right. Just want to say, this is a lovely institution. Oh, you know, the dean will be jumping out of his skin. We're complimenting the place. And, yeah, I just so happen to have, you know, I don't know, how much would it be? 10,000? I think 10,000 is a nice little chunk of money to put to good use, isn't it? It's a £10,000 in Sordland equivalent, of course, donation that I've just decided that I want to give you as a gift to do with as you please, just because I think you're excellent. And oh, by the way, I just might like to know that my son's applying in the latest chance. Just keep your eye open for him. He's a good lad, you know. sure I'll do the university proud. See ya. Bribe? What bribe? I don't know what you're talking about, bribe. It's not bribery where I come from. I don't know what you're talking about. A gift. A gift. That's all it was. Maybe a favour. Oh, Jesus, what a favour. What kind of favour? That's worth 10,000 bloody pounds. It's fine, we've got it covered. Right. Household state would be amazing. Oh, even he's happy now. Oh, we've committed. A bunch of my friends are going there. I could still come home and do my laundry. We're all in on it now. But I failed the exam. This sucks. Are you sure about all of this? Isn't this technically illegal? No. It's not illegal, son. I've just rationalised it in my head. It's a gift. Oh, God, what are we doing here? Look, what did we say at the very beginning? That we are a family man first. This should have been organised with him not in the room, perhaps. Look, I don't think the game is getting the intention here fully, you know, of my generosity. What does nepotism mean? Please somebody tell me. And what the hell does that mean? Does it mean our character? We get like a bad personality trait or something? Or this just... yeah, it was a moment of madness, actually. I think we have to just think again. Means it may favour your son. Favouritism. Oh. Yeah, but it's his son. It's his family. But that could be bad, because if we're getting alliances with countries, it might be this favourite. Having your favourites, not a good thing, is it? Send them abroad. Favouritism based on family connection. Putting family first, though. So it can't be used about favouritism of country. Oh, that's even better. I'm torn. Happy medium. Hang on. How about abroad? Let's twist the subject. They might have lower grade, lower entrance grades in a university somewhere a bit less favourable. Maybe even more favourable. You can get a scholarship. Who knows? United People's University of Contana is free. What? Excellent medical program. Hey, we could even use... it's all intermingling here with the diplomatic policy. This is almost like Shogun times, giving your son to another faction as a sign of almost like, we trust my son into your care. Almost like a hostage situation. But I wanted to ally with Arcasia. Yes. Now, would the game actually implement all of that thinking? But then again, we could be being presumptuous, because we might ally with the United People of Contana, because we're speaking to both of them, aren't we? And it's about what deal's on the table. And if we like the Contana deal better, then we'll be with the Contana anyway. You could have got Arcadia here, but you don't have enough money. Oh. So that's an interesting development, JJ, then, because if we could have picked either, then clearly it has an influence in the politics with both those things. You've just clarified for me, thank you. Right, so... the option is... we send him to Contana and possibly kibosh our ability to trade with Lesbia, and we I left with the Cantana people. But at least my son's going to university. We can bribe and go to whole sword, or we can just tell him, you know what, screw you, we'll leave you with consequences. I don't want to influence politics with my son. What even if that wasn't my intention, but the people or the media twist it to be my intention? You see, always got to be thinking about how it's perceived, not how it's intended. No, you're not going anywhere. This is our future, Anton. I'll just make a decision. Well, it's a very important decision, Monica. I should take my time here. This is my son. The country. 2 balls and a juggling act. Okay. Seeing as he said the word illegal, we can't go through with it, because in his head, he's a child, he's a young adult now, but still quite impressionable. No matter how we try to spin it, tell it, twist it, politic it, in his head, it's always going to be illegal. It actually might technically be illegal. Even if it's glossed over not to be by some twist, it's illegal. Not a good example. So the military, it will have to be the underfunded, underdeveloped, outdated military that are not likely going to get crushed by Rumberg anytime soon. That army, you mean, says Monica. Yeah, that one, yeah. Because it's the right choice. Maybe I'll get a backseat technical role. Oh, God. I understand principles are important, but Anton, which is more important, your principles or your son's future? This is the ultimate dilemma, isn't it? This is the ultimate dilemma. Your principles, your job, or your family. Even if it means blemishing yourself. Sacrificing yourself. Well, nobody is coming out of this smelling of roses, Monica. Either I get blemished, or he gets blemished. So, I didn't fail to study. I didn't get the grades. Why should I suffer the consequences? He provided him a home, food, meals, safety. Yes, it's a bit off-putting occasionally when you've got to have a military guard patrolling every so often, because your father's the president, but nonetheless, you had plenty of opportunity to study and get the grades that were required. Therefore, you're off to the military. Obviously he's accepted it probably, but just in case he hasn't, that's what he's going to get. That kind of talk. And if you don't like it, you can lump it. And that's what I explained to Monica as well, clearly, because she asked the question. It's almost like we've rehearsed it first in a mirror. We knew that, well, we didn't know this conversation was coming, actually. It was sprung on us, but... conscription, yes, but don't worry, he's the president's son, so we could have got him around that loophole as well. We might be more apt to actually get him out of that loophole if he got the grades in the first place, because he might, well, he's earned the grades to go to university, so he's going to go to flipping university, not go to the army, actually. Thanks very much. My principles, of course, does sound very matter of fact. And I don't think we would be quite so blunt about it. I think we'd have to explain a little bit. Well, you know. She's not going to take it very well, is she? I knew it! Oh, here we go. Here we go. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. It's not me that's failed. If it's so important to you, I'll join the goddamn army. I won't be around to disgrace you any further. Oh, it's getting heated. things get said that should be left unsaid or that people regret saying, but it almost feels like one of those moments where, oh, I can't bring myself to say it. I can't bring myself. Wait! Frank went upstairs to his room. Because my discipline is more than enough discipline. If I say that, it's almost like I've not done a good job myself when I have been very disciplined. I let him have some wine that time at the dinner table. You know, that kind of discipline. Knock yourself out, Frankie boy. Did we have a drink with him as well? No, that was. Was it the wine? Or no, we didn't have a whiskey, did we? No, I don't think we didn't have a whiskey. I think it was wine at the dinner table. Anyway, she's going upstairs. No, leave him be, leave him be. He needs time to process it. He's just got home. He's been confronted by his two parents. He's been given this shocking news, and then on top of the fact that he's failed his grades, he's been told he's going into the army, even though I had the power to do something about it and didn't. I think he needs to process that. Oh, I suppose I need some time as well. Monica left the living room and I started reading newspapers before dinner. Calm as you like. Just another day in the life. Seeing this stuff all the time. We've learnt, it's probably in the presidential training, I think. Learn to be calm under pressure. Right, in Rybell. See you later, Ollie. Have a good evening at work. He will get a backbone. He will. He'll be fine. It's one of those situations that can go one of two ways. He'll hate you forever and ever and ever and ever for this decision. Or when he's, I don't know, the age of 40 and we're 70 odd, he'll sit there on the, I don't know, having a barbecue on the patio of your mansion, because we're the ex-president, so, we'll get some perks. And he'll turn around to me and say, Dad, I'll say, yes, son. And he'll say, send him to the army. Best thing ever did that. I want to thank you for it. Tear will roll down the old cheek. And we'll do a cheers, you know what I mean, with our favourite whiskey. That's the hope that will happen from this situation if I was in Mr. Rain's position. And it's not the former. And I still never speak to us again. Anyway, just a minute, Cham. Rybell is reporting higher test scores and attendance rates since its education facilities were equipped with the new textbooks and the state-of-the-art teaching materials that we funded. Good to see some good news. And is it just me, or is that growth line a little bit more steeper? I'm not going crazy, am I? That's gone a little bit steeper in the more positive direction. I'm almost certain. News. Ashraf anniversary. Wantani Ashraf, hero to some, enemy to others. He is for sure one of the most controversial figures to have ever lived in our country. As his anniversary is approaching, there is one question that is shared in everyone's minds. What will the administration do? Every year, people gather in Suzerain to hold a vigil in a solemn anniversary of his death. They light their candles in his memory and hold cultural festivals. What is different this year, however, are the claims that the Bluedish movement will be holding their largest rally yet in Suzerain during the anniversary. Oh dear. Decision to make, I can sense in the future there. Perhaps it is time for the administration to let bygones be bygones, take a step back to display the unity of Sordland to the people who very much need it. Okay, interesting. Right, the stomach situation. Yeah, it's not so bad now. Past couple of days it's been much better. Saturday was a killer day. I'm putting it down to the 5 curries that I had. Must have been. So it's my own fault, really. All that spicy food, different blends of spices, and all merged into one stomach that's clearly already a bit tender. They were just like little little sample pots. Do you know, it was, I don't know if you've been to Mowgli, if you've got a Mowgli in London, but you get like a little tiffin box, which has got 1 pot of rice and 3 pots of chef's curries that he does different each time. So we had the veg version and the chicken and the meat version. So there were 6 curries, 2 pots of rice, and I got 4 chapatis essentially. And my mate who I went with, she had a spoonful out of, I think, maybe 3 of the pots, as in like a little dessert spoon of the little pot. So there's at least 3/4 of the pot left, at the very least. And then she said, "Oh, I don't want any more than that." I said, "There's six curries here. You've just had a spoon out of 3 of them." So I had to eat them all. I say, well, 5 out of the 6 because I'd left 1 because I didn't like it. But yeah, I can't waste it. So I was full from all the quantity, but all the spices, when obviously I've got some stomach issue, clearly kicked it off a bit on Saturday, to the point where when I went to bed for 15 minutes, I couldn't even lie down because it was that painful. I had to shift my body position to get into a comfortable position. It was agony. Anyway, past 2 days, clearly not having as much spicy food, taking back the Buscopan that I got prescribed for the potential IBS, which is not IBS. I don't think it's IBS, never did think it was that in the first place, but it's been better. And then my friend rang me today to say, you better go to the doctors urgently. I said, what's happening? She says, I've got been diagnosed, and she started with symptoms of nausea 6 weeks ago, that I've got H. pylori infection in the stomach, which is highly contagious. Oh, I say highly, it's contagious through saliva, through touching things, etc. Almost like a norovirus kind of thing. And you know, I go there every Friday, Saturday. We're sharing food, we're sipping drinks, tasting each other's drinks. So if she's got that, it'd be a miracle if I've not caught it. And the symptoms, excessive burping is a symptom, along with the abdominal pain. So that's what I think I've got. That's what I think I've got. So I contacted the doctors this morning. They rung me at 4:30 this afternoon to say, can you come see the doctor tomorrow at 10:30? And I was like, ooh, you never get an appointment that quick here. You must be quite concerned. Because you had to submit it online, you see, because when I rang this morning, sorry, took off on a ramble here, but I rang the doctors this afternoon after my friend had told me that, and I got through to him on the phone. The receptionist, by the way. I need to book a doctor's appointment for 3 things. I need a medication review for my blood thinners, and two other things I need to speak to the GP about. One of which is not a new appointment; it's a follow-up appointment because he told me to book it 4 weeks later. Kind of forgot, couldn't be bothered, so I'm booking it 8 weeks later instead. Oh, we can't take your book. You can't book a GP through the phone anymore. You have to do it online. I did well to hold my fury. I really did very well, I tell you. Anyway, she sent me a link on my phone, which was the other alternative. So I typed out my symptoms on the phone and then sent it through. For the 1 appointment, not for 2. For the 1. Because when I go see the 1 appointment tomorrow at 10:30, I'll slip in the other issue and I'll book the appointment while I'm stood at the reception desk. Because I'm not doing it online, thanks. I'm one of these old school people. Give me a booking and give me a slip and I'll be on my merry way. Bloody hell. Online, don't get me wrong, if they provide that facility and you want to use it and it's handy for you, great, because there's times when I've used it, web chats, don't matter. But there are times when you don't want to use it, and it'd be nice to have the alternative to speak to a person and you know, book an appointment, or have them ensure you that it's been booked and it's booked into the system to be looked at, whereas put it online, could be in a pile of applications, get missed, not triaged until 2 days, up to 48 hours later apparently. Anyway, after this incident, to finish this ramble which turned into a rant, I decided that I'm moving doctors. I'm sick of them. They're absolutely useless, this doctor's where I am. Absolutely useless. So I think I'm going to move after this incident today. It's really tipped me over the edge, it did. I'm on the phone to you. Just put it in the system. Now, while I'm speaking. No, I can't. You gotta do it online. Good grief. But you could book me medication review, though. Not a problem. I can't deal with change, Jam. I can't deal with it. I just like to pick up the phone and speak to people. I like to speak. I like to interact with people. All this faceless society. It's like it's not going to be handy, but in the supermarkets, you know, how many self-checkouts are in Tesco? There's 15, 20 self-checkouts. You want to go to put it through a person at a till? 1, 2 if you're lucky. And Tesco's a big store where we are. Goodness me. Just replace it with robots, why don't you? I'm not a technophobe, don't worry. Right, dirty and blessings for Swordish detention ritual. Cheers, Jaffa, thank you. Hopefully after tomorrow, I dread to think what I have to do, but you know what's coming, don't you? I have to give a sample. I hope you're not eating, sorry by the way. I'll have to give a sample. That's the only way they're going to find it. Other than a blood test, but the sample is the now common method apparently. It's obvious. Doctor's retiring soon. It's just trouble over here. I say I'm leaving them to go where? Every other doctor in the area could be, because they're all NHS of course, could be chock-a-block full. We're not taking new patients. So you're stuck. Then what do I do? Damn. Right. Oh, we saw this. Oh, we've read all of these before. Come on. Durdian's blessings upon us. Drug trafficking. The ATO has issued a vehement condemnation of the drug trafficking activities in central Macopa. Oh. Are we in central Macopa or in western Macopa? I can't remember. Western? Eastern? What? Eastern Macopa. We're eastern. Yeah, we don't recognise any of these. Oh, but Wayland is on the border of the central and the west. On the east, sorry. East. Okay. Drug trafficking's boosted the shadow economy. Yeah, tend to do that, wouldn't it? What am I trying to do here? That's what I'm trying to do. Find the shortcut for that. Ooh. Now. Important meeting here. Right on the back of Trouble at Home. Perfect time for it. But life comes at you fast. Especially when you're a president. Right. Nia Morgner had arranged a dinner meeting with Justice Isabel Edmunds. Ahead of the dinner, Nia and I met to have a talk. Well, no, I'll try to do it naturally. I'll go in blind. What's the worst that can happen? What, the game crashes or something, or what? We'll go with it. We'll go with it. And knowing my luck, I'll pick the exact option that's going to crock things up. Reforms fail. It's that important. Is that reforms fail because the option is... No, we'll go natural. We'll go natural. You can always reload it. We settled on a table on the second floor of Le Papillon, a world-class lesbian restaurant in downtown Hall Sword. The whole floor was reserved for us, and the music coming from downstairs was enough to guard our voices from potential eavesdroppers. We're having this conversation in public? Are you kidding me? I still can't believe Sol came to the vote. I'm sure he has also pressured the justices of the court right after that win. I can't speak any sense into them. Hello, Martian Eyes, you've come at the right moment. We're at the big justice meeting. What's the atmosphere in the court? What's the general vibe? There's something really dumb. Okay, what I'll tell you is the option that I'm gonna pick. And if the option that I'm gonna pick is gonna lead to the really dumb thing, then just let me know. That's where I will have to play it. And well, I don't know when this is going to start. Should I start it from now? Most justices don't really talk when I'm around. They don't trust me as I'm on the an outside member of the court. That has to do with eating. Okay. I only know about the 2 justices I mentioned earlier who were with me, so we have 3 votes there. We still need 3 more. Isabel can potentially bring 2 to 3. That's why she's our ticket. The old guards are fanatically opposing your proposal, so I doubt there's any possibility there, but we might still need their help if Isabel can't bring exactly the 3 votes we need. Can we rely on her to bring all 3 of those votes? We can't know for sure, of course, but the Centrist trio always stick together and Isabel is their mouthpiece. She's the only one willing to talk, so you have to take our chances with her. What about Edmunds? Yes, I think she's our best bet. We have a meeting with her now after all. She's not openly protesting against the old guards, but she has told me about her concerns with them. She's certainly open to dialogue, but also sceptical. She seems to be scared of a potential purge against the court. You think she's scared of us? She's not entirely scared about the situation, but then again, none of the court even believed that you would pass the assembly. So maybe she's feeling the pressure on her now. But in any case, we'll discover that soon enough. Okay, what's also been doing? He's doing his best to organise a court against your proposal. Their weakest link is Heron, but the rest, unbreakable. Nobody's unbreakable. says Arnold Schwarzenegger, the president here. Look, I wouldn't say it like that, but it's the same principle. Is that, or the principle that I'm thinking is, if there's even the remotest of chances, no matter if it's impossible, if it's deemed to be is Orso's best mate, you just know it's not going to happen. Unless you know that for some, if there's the slightest slither of a chance, even if it's 10%, then we've got to try, haven't we? We've got to give it a blast. This is not some indescript thing we're trying to pass here. This is a constitutional reform here. Historical event. So we shall talk to Mr. Heron, and I shall do my best schmoozing. We're a people person. I reckon we'll get him. Do we say with such confidence? Yeah, of course we will, Mr. Rain. Yeah. Yes. We might need him for the last vote. You should call Lucian. He's been trying to deal with him. Okay. Let's talk about our next steps before Isabel gets in. Let's have a briefing. Well, the next step is speaking to Isabel and making sure she votes for the proposal. But also, the waiter approached us unbound and... wrong moment, Mr. Waiter. Can't take you out on him, though he didn't know, did he? We're getting to an important decision here. Did you decide on the entree, sir? We're talking about food. Am I fine to carry on here? Okay. Well, I'll let you know what I'm going to pick. Alright? So, not yet. We have a guest coming, we'll wait for her to order. What's on the menu today? We are in a meeting here. Well, we're not going to say that. We can read what's on the menu. Not yet. Or we've got a guest coming, which is the etiquette, the thing to do. We've got a guest. We'll let her order first, show our courtesies. That's the option I would pick. You're saying that's the right option, but it would be the option that I would pick. Are we safe picking this one then? Okay. Right, is that it now? We can carry on as normal now? Of Of course, sir. I'll be around. Went downstairs. Yeah, took a sip of water. Let's talk about you a little. Let's kick back and relax. This is a time for not relaxing. This is like a battle. It's like a military preparation here. So let's just move on to our... That's a bit hard. Do you think we'll succeed? I like to hope so, yes. We might need to get both Isabel and Heron to work with us. I don't want to rely on Isabel to bring exactly 3 votes. It's risky. Let's not overthink this, though, Mr. President. We have to focus on the meeting with Isabel now. But anyway... There's another sip. Oh, so we can do some small talk. Okay, well, if we are waiting awkwardly, you know, let's just move on to the plan. It's a bit small, come on. You been holding up all right? How's life? Oh, I'm fine, Mr. President. Thanks for asking. I'm just focused on our proposal. If it passes the Supreme Court, this will be a historical moment for Sordland. I just don't want to see another failure trying to change this constitution anymore. Me neither, Miss Morgner. We have to make sure this succeeds. I've done my best so far, Mr. President. It's up to you now to persuade Isabel. Oh, just put that pressure right on you there, Mr. President. It's all down to you now. I've done my bit. Now it's all on you. Holy hell. Thanks for that, Miss Morgner. I'm slightly scared that Isabel's help might not be enough. That we might need Heron's help, one way or another. Let's talk about what we'll do with Isabel. Got any inside schmoozing techniques that you think she'll be open to? Anything that she likes to drink? Anything that she likes to eat? Particular compliments that she might like? Let's try not to agitate her when she comes in. Well, that shouldn't be difficult, surely. We won the vote, so she already has pressure on her. But if she feels cornered, we might lose it. Oh, there's going to be a strategy to this, isn't there? So it's important not to put too much pressure on her. Okay. Let's not okay, we won't scare her off. I'll play Mr. Nice Guy. I can do that pretty well. That's for the best. Suddenly, I noticed Justice Isabel Edmunds coming upstairs. She was wearing a plain dark grey dress that hid most of her features. So now we're doing people reading. People reading, demeanour, dress code. Okay. Very straightforward person, doesn't like to reveal too much. Okay. Get the facial expressions. Oh, good to see you, Mrs. Edmunds. You got up from her chair to shake Isabel's hand. I shall, yeah. Even if you're not standing up for a handshake, if a lady is arriving at a table, you should stand up. Yes. I stood up and shook her hand. Mr. President, good to see you. Good to see you, Justice Edmunds. She took a seat across the table. How was your day, Mrs. Edmunds? I would normally say good, but this time I will take the liberty to say that it was insanely exhausting. Heavy court matters again. Not that I'm complaining. Suddenly, the waiter pounces. Are you ready to give the orders, sir? Madame? I'll have the sauté pilates, please. Is that how you pronounce it? As you wish. Mrs. Edmunds? I'll have the salad, thank you. Oh, have I clicked it? Oh, have I clicked it? This should... Oh, no. I'm still good. Okay, good. My orders what matter. Let me pick it first, naturally. Just let me pick it first. And you, sir? I'll have the mussels, please. I'll have the liver fricassee. I'll have the same as Mrs. Morgner. I'll have the sauté poulet with lesbian zabla. I'll have the salad. I'm now trying to think. I'm now trying to overthink it. If it was me wanting to pick if it was me wanting to pick this naturally, I'd be picking the liver. Oh, I wonder if she's a vegetarian. It should be a set. What sauté poulet lesbian zambler? Is that vegetarian? Is that vegetarian? Is that? She might be a hidden meat eater, a hidden vegetarian. What does she have? She's having the salad. I reckon she's veggie. I bet she's a hidden veggie, and she gets offended if I order the liver fricassee. Is that what it is? Just tell me now, because I was going to order the liver fricassee. I was going to order the liver fricassee, because I like liver. But I've got veggie vibes. Yeah, don't offend her, so the easiest thing to do to not offend her is to just eat what she's eating. Oh, do you know what, Mrs. Edmunds? Oh, I'm an avid salad fan myself. Which is your particular fancy? I make my own version, actually. It's lovely. It's delicious. Salad, please. I wanted the liver fricassee. It's all a game. These politics. Even to the fine art of ordering your dinner. I won't be able to cope with it, I'm telling you. Can I have the salad, please? You quickly but I did say, didn't I, that I was eyeing her up, assessing a situation. I mean, I got there with a tiny little nudge, but I was thinking veggie. Because when you say that it's the order that matters, I'm thinking, well, what about the order matters? There's got to be some logic to this. You were supposed to guess because she liked a salad. Exactly, that's what's dumb about it, Joker Jake. That's the issue. Oh, don't get me started on that, Nagisa. But hey, she might be a trivial woman. Order meat, she's offended, she's not going to vote for you now. Some people are like that. Because we can't say they aren't. So, you know. It may seem dumb, but it could be true. Because some people are dumb, you know, with certain things. Bless them. Anyway, the waiter comes back we will be coming back with our lovely, delicious salad. Oh, my mouth's watering here. Anyway, it's a work meeting. It's not about the food. Now I've got to negotiate the conversation without any further help. No, it's not. Yeah, it's a bit silly. Happy Earth Day. Is it happy? It was Happy Earth Day. Happy Earth Day, everyone. Let's get to the point. How is the situation? A bit of small talk. How is the situation in the Supreme Court? Or maybe it's bad to ask that. We should know, really, shouldn't we? Let's just say a bit busy. Oh, she moves herself on a chair to be more comfortable. Oh, maybe yes, we're making her comfy. We're making her comfy. That's it, you see. A bit of small talk, get her nice and comfy. It's just an informal conversation, Miss Edmunds. No need to panic. You know, Mr. President, since you tried to intervene with the court's decision on Mr. Urson's case, there is quite a bit of hostility against you. But before that, I want to congratulate you on the successful vote in the Grand National Assembly. Oh, King Lemon, thank you, sir. Thank you. I thank you. If I don't hear from you all night, then it's going to be a very miserable stream. Because I know we haven't scored, if you remember the rules, of course. Right, okay. Congratulations. But it pains me to say that your updated proposal has a very low chance of getting through the Supreme Court. See you later, Chan. Have a good one, whatever you're doing. Oh, and for those of you that have come a little bit later to the stream, I'll just do it one more time, just to capture a few more of you. that I did announce at the beginning of the stream that because I've got my new internet with a new mirrored upload speed, which is 10 times faster than the speed I was getting before, well, about 9 actually, I want to test my upload speed when I upload videos to YouTube. So I thought, well, the best way to test it is with a series, really. So I thought, you know what, we're going to go back to the old school days, and I'm going to have a completely LP'd only series, no streams, just all recorded sessions. Give my upload speed a good old proper thrashing, and that's because it's an old school way of doing things. I thought I'll go to an old school game that I haven't played, that's quite topical at the moment, and that's Fallout 1. So if you've just come in after I announced that at the very start, then yeah, I'm starting a Fallout 1 LP at some point back end of this week, early next week, that will not be replacing or distracting from Three Kingdoms as well. There we go. Thank God it's not Free Kingdom. Yeah, we have to put something aside for it, unfortunately. I should have said that for somebody that didn't see the original message. Could have at least scared some of you. Right. I'm going to ask it. And what do you think about the proposal itself? What do you think about the proposal, Miss Edmunds? What I think really doesn't matter with a proposal like this. Changing Article 6 and 7, removing sword from the Constitution? What were you even thinking? Oh, Shelley, you've just arrived after the second announcement, because I know you'll probably like this announcement as well. Can somebody tell Shelley the announcement? You just missed the announcement, Shelley, twice. Bloody hell. Anyway, I am alive, thank you. For now. You know, oh, the agony. I'm telling you, my friend said to me, when you get to, this was about 2 years ago, when you get to 40, it all starts going wrong. And I've got to 40, and a few things have happened. Only mine, a bit tonsillitis, but you know, coughing up bits of blood, and with tonsillitis, you know, making me think I've got maybe blood clots again, and now this potential gut rot. What game was it? Was it Theme Hospital? Gut rot. I've got gut rot. Yeah, Shelley, it's a recorded session series, so no streams, but it's yeah, it's starting back end of this week, early next week ish. When I come back from my trip to Manchester with work, I'm sleeping overnight Wednesday, so I'll be back Thursday around about 4ish. So I won't be streaming before football because I'll be a bit tired after the journey. But I might be able to squeeze in a 40-minute intro video plus early gameplay, character creation of Fallout, so it could actually start on Thursday. That's a good time for me to do it because I won't be streaming on Thursday after a train journey from Manchester. It's only an hour and a half, but it's draining, long day, up early. But there, the beauty of doing it in the old school, you know, we could use the comments of the video. We don't use them anymore, do we? Hardly. I'm going to ban you from giving me advice on Discord to force you to make a comment on the video. I want it all old school. It's an old school reminiscence. I might even make the videos 10 minutes long. The first couple of videos, I might make them 10 minutes long as an ode to the early days. This could be a YouTube retro series. Oh, I'm all planning out nicely here. This is a YouTube retro series. 10-minute video, not for the whole series, but maybe for the first 10. And then we'll recreate, when I got the ability to do 15-minute videos, I got an upgrade, I could do 15-minute videos, and that was like, oh, an extra 5 minutes, bloody hell, great. But the difference between the 10 and the 15 is if you didn't go over the 15 by too much, and it was like 15:30, it won't matter, you could still have it. But with the 10 minutes, if it was 10 minutes and 2, it'd reject it. So it was 15, but with a bit of slippage. Oh, I'm seeing it now. Well, the thing, Shelley, is, this is what I kind of briefly mentioned it, and this is what LPing is great for, I find, is that games that you've never finished before, with like Med 2, remember the whole Med 2, the reason why I got into it is because I never finished Med 2, wanted to finish Med 2, so I LP'd it to finish it, and I finished it, I've never finished Fallout 1. I've played it a little bit, but I watched my friends play it and complete it at least 2 or 3 times, so I kind of know what happens in it. I've seen it, the vibe, everything about it, but I've just never gone through the game myself, so it's kind of semi-blind, if you want to call it that, because I've seen it, I've forgotten everything about it. I've never played it myself, so I've not probably taken in as much as I would if I was playing it, so yeah, there can't be any spoilers, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, I might even trying to get a watch beep sound, make it as authentic as possible. But yeah, this could be a retro playthrough, an old school game recorded in the old school YouTube methods. No webcams, no nothing fancy. 10-minute videos to start with, maybe 50, and then 15 for a bit, and then we'll go to 30, I think, to get into the proper swing. And that'll be my little retro blast. And it's a game that's, you know, really good. It is really good. So I think that's my aim. The intro video might take longer than 10 minutes though. I think I'll allow my intro video to be exempt from the rules, because you know how I witter on. So we get the intro out of the way, as long as it meets to be. It'll only be about 15, and then we'll and character creation, because I have to do character creation. Take my time with that. Come on, give me something here. And then 10-minute session start. Point of no return. Ooh, it's getting close. It's getting close. That was my second thought, actually, a series to play, as well as Fallout. I was thinking of doing a second playthrough of Disco Elysium, but I thought it's going to be a little bit too long. Not much, but because I know what I'm doing with the game now. But I thought, no, we'll do something completely new. And then I thought, oh, Fallout, yeah, Fallout. The series is out. I've never finished it. It made sense. Right, come on. This is an important conversation we're having here. Stop distracting me. Yes, the date. Okay, the date for the Three Kingdoms. Yes, this is all thanks to increased upload speed, because I wanted to test out my upload speed by uploading videos. Although 10-minute long videos won't be testing much. So I'll have to do some longer videos, because I have to test the uploads. Oh, I forgot about that bit. It's fine. I'll make it work. I know the upload speed's fast because I've seen it on the bloody speed test. It's fine. But I just want to know how long it's going to... I do want to know how long it's going to take to upload a 40-minute video, which the intro video might be. So if I spin out the intro video to 40 minutes, which I can happily do, then use that as the test, and then we resort to 10 minutes, etc., 15, etc. Yes. Right, come on. Let's get our focus back now. Thank you. What were you even thinking? I was thinking, Miss Edmunds, that the Assembly proved many wrong. Is that a bit too much pressure, though? We've got to be not too pressuring. No, I think that's more pressuring, is it? You know, direct this. The atmosphere is now changing. Times are changing, Miss Edmunds. You either be part of the change, a bit too pressuring, or you be swept up in it. Get me gist, love. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to be nice. Sorry about that. Slipped out. What matters is the atmosphere of the Supreme Court, Mr. President. But before we get bogged down in details, I must say this. I admire your struggle, especially because you were strong enough to include concessions from your side. Oh, that's gone in our favour. You don't have a strong position here. You need our wing to vote for you. Otherwise, all of your hard work will be in vain. You know what? Honesty is sometimes honesty knocks people off their feet. She's probably expecting me to come out with some claptrap. Oh no, I got a plan. You know what? No, love. Not going to deny that. That is exactly the situation. Oh, took a bite, see? Oh, Oh, but that's a start. Yeah, love. Think I'm stupid? I'm not stupid. I play these games, you see. What do you think of that chesses with the Lucian? It's training for situations like this. Anyway, no, I haven't played Wasteland 3. I did mention that the other game that I was considering playing instead of Fallout, and the only difference between the two was the length, really, of the game. Fallout's much shorter, you see, so it fits the MO better. But the other game that I was thinking about doing was Wasteland 2, because I haven't played that one yet, so I was quite in the kicking that around in the old idea space. Anyway, she's shocked that I've admitted the situation, admitted the vulnerability of it all, and that, yeah, we do need assistance here. At that moment, perhaps at a good time to give her more time to think, the waiter came back from downstairs carrying plates of food. After seeing that we were in the midst of discussion, he averted his eyes as he approached us. He quickly started serving the food and refilled our glasses. He placed a plate of salad Luco. Oh, it's the Luco salad. Phew. I like that one, apparently. Well, do we? Might not be nice. Looked very fresh. Smelled of olive oil. Good. It'll mask the smell of the taste of the green stuff. Is it extra virgin? A bit of balsamic as well, please. Thank you. I was very hungry. I was going to say, if you're very hungry, salad's not the option to go for, Mr. President. Of course, we know why we've gone for it. But some salads can be quite filling, actually. If they've got lots of croutons in it to pad it out a bit. Bon appetit! Thank you, looks delicious. Oh, doesn't it just? My mouth's watering here. The waiter bowed to us and quickly went downstairs. We wished each other a good meal as Isabel and Nia slowly started to eat. So, Mrs. Edmunds, are you still thinking about the same about the old guard? Of course. Nothing has changed. Oh, that's good. We still have that in common. That doesn't mean I will accept any proposal the old guards oppose. Yet we must do something. You also know that we need this change in our institutions. Isabel took a sip from her water and turned to me. This is like the ultimate game of chess, is this? Bloody hell. If I had a collar on and a tie, I'd be bloody sweated right now, I'll tell you. Tell me, Mr. President, what are your real intentions? What, like I've ever had an ulterior motive? There should be an easy answer. Okay, it's not quite an easy answer. We need a better democracy. That's all I'm striving for. I know that I can't do a lot, but I'm doing my best to start a change. I only want a strong Sordland. I'm trying not to lose the support of the people. This is their will. Oh boy, right. And they all kinda do say what we're trying to do, trying to achieve, but which one resonates the best? Better democracy. Was it ever about democracy? 2-1 to Leeds, which means it must have been 2-0 to Leeds then, right? Oh, is it 2? Oh, have you just... Okay, well, it's okay, it's fine, we're winning. Keep up the good work, Lemon. You're clearly my lucky charm. Tell me when it's 4-1 and we can all breathe easily. Right, a strong Sordland. When we set out with this... Can you remember when we set out to enact this change? What was the definitive reason? I seem to recall we were all about improving the democracy, right? That's what we did it for. That's what we were saying at the time. I seem to recall sat there. It's about building a better democracy. The system was not working. The heavy-sided one-party thing, raising the election threshold, to decreasing our power, democracy. So, I mean, that was the overriding reason. Strong Sordland will result, potentially, be a byproduct of that, but that's the root of the reason. And again, kind of not losing the support of the people is a byproduct of them seeing us bring about a better democracy. For some reason, I doubt that. Doubt away, love. I'm not asking you to believe me. You've asked me and I've told you plain. That's what we're saying to her at this point. It's not nose cow. But let's say this proposal goes through. What will be your next move? Beach. Sit on a beach somewhere far away from this entire situation, because politics, we're done after this stint, I'm telling you. No more terms for me, love. I'm out of here. No, of course not. We can't leave a job half finished. 4 years is not enough to enact the changes we need. We need to be back. So what is our next move? To see the new processes in, to see that they are respected and executed in nothing but pure and simple open transparency. The reforms don't need furthering. I think we need to do things a bit at a time here. This is a major change. Let's let the processes be taken on board. People get used to them. Assess it, evaluate it. Then maybe further reforms, tweak a bit, do whatever. But no, we need to do it in steps. Baby steps. I mean, that's also true, but we're doing that, so we'll need to mention that. External threats. External, internal threats. It's fine. This is what came to mind. This is what we're going to do. This is what I would wish to do. I'm hoping this is all going down very well with her. I see. Yeah. Isabel took another sip from the water and looked at me without saying anything. This is assuming she's open to bribery here or something. This could be an insult. So come on now. I'm sick of whittering onto you. You sat there, you poker face, love. What do you want in return? Come on. How many ren do you want? Can you imagine? Excuse me? I know your game. No. Mrs. Edmunds is going to play to her better nature. She seems a decent enough person, you know? She's probably got some morals. I don't want to sound like really it's a negative thing, but what I'm trying to say is if she's a vegetarian, she could be a vegetarian for moral reasons. You know, she's got a moral compass about her. So pleading to her to do the right thing would go down well. That's what I would get from that. Perhaps that is the way we must take. She don't give much away, does she? Perhaps. Perhaps we might do, perhaps we won't do. Can you please explain me one thing? How come you think that the Supreme Court's right to vote on constitutional amendments is a major problem with such priority? Too much power in a small group of people's hands, if you ask me. I thought we were... I'm asking the President, Mrs. Morgner. Holy hell. Right, here we go. Why don't you ask the reformists? This proposal was made together. Yeah, but with the President, she's asking us. Come on. The court has been stopping every constitutional change. Okay, a bit accusative. The judiciary should not have legislative power. Ooh. That point was a red line for Mr. Richter. Had to include it. A bargaining chip. So, not 2 and 4. Why don't you ask the reformists? This does incite a degree of togetherness, though. I don't think we're saying it like it's the reformists, you know, as in all of us. Why don't you ask all of us? Why don't you ask all of us? Because we are all in this together. I don't know. The judiciary should not have legislative powers. What if she's protective about her legislative powers, though? Ooh. Are we thinking too deeply here? Again, this is kind of fitting with our mantra. You know, togetherness, diplomacy, unity. It's all the same. It just comes out, tumbles out. And that is our principle, the principle of togetherness. You know? She sighed. Oh dear, she didn't like the answer. I don't know what to say, Mr. Oh, that's a very bad answer there. Oh dear. You took it in the wrong context, my dear. Oh dear, I think this could be game over. All over a flipping salad. And a salad for you! I want the old gardeners gone as much as you, but I am torn about this proposal. I don't like the further reforms bit. It's too much. It's going to have to be number 3. I don't like that either, really. It's almost like we're begging now. I don't like this further reforms bit. But maybe that's a good thing. Further reforms. Oh. Doobie doo. Right, I'm not looking there. I'm not looking at any more. I need to make a decision here. I don't like this further reforms bit. I don't like. I sound like we're begging either. Which is the lesser of the two evils here? I mean, this is almost like we've got conviction, I suppose. Oh, I don't know. Flipping hell. Yeah, just do a heads and tails. Heads, tails, heads, tails. It's that close. We are in this together, I suppose, again, if we look at it from our mantra, that's the key theme of this message. It's again about togetherness. Togetherness we can achieve more. Yeah, we'll go for that. I mean, I don't like any of them, but out of all of them, this is the most likely. Mr. President, I'm also wondering, if you were in Saul's position, how would you have structured the Supreme Court? What do you even believe is its role? The court protects the Constitution. I would have done the same with my proposal today. Does that mean we would be following Saul's law? Anyway, we don't want the court to protect the Constitution. Constitution, it should be enforced by them, really. Yeah. Not an advisory body. No, it's a bit weak, isn't it? Oh, you're just advisors. That's all you are. We don't need to ask why. We know why. She's testing us here. Yeah. I think that's probably the closest view that we have of the Supreme Court. It's to settle matters of obviously judicial nature, and also obviously laws that 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 are against the Constitution. Certainly. That is it. You don't need to be getting involved in the legislative making process or passing the law, passing the, you enforce it. Or you pass judgment on it, I suppose, for people that have broken it. It's your job, isn't it? But we say it with conviction in the state face, not with me, almost wincing how she's going to react. So what do you think about the judicial review? Plays an essential... I mean, this just sounds the best option. It plays an essential role in ensuring that each branch of government recognises the limits of its own power, which is completely correct. Precisely. Precisely. That's positive. I'm glad we agree on that. Isabel went on to finish the remainder of her salad. So, Mrs. Edmunds, what are you thinking? I want to help you, Mrs. Morgner, but... She took a sip from her glass for dramatic effect. Well, I actually have to say this. I'm really surprised that you are bringing term limits. That's one good point of the proposal. Anyway, I don't have much else to say. What? You were sipping your water, creating drama? Yeah, I like the fact that you've put term limits in. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say. Excuse me. I don't think that the palm of your hand there, didn't you? You have decided then? These are probably obviously all things that have gone into the decision making, the kind of everything that we've done and that's led up to this bit, even decisions that we've made that we didn't even realise would affect this bit are now kicking in. The numbers have been crunched, and she says, let's see. I don't think we should pressure her. Remember the key mantra: do not pressure her. As I'm about to press, this vote means a lot. Hang on, it's a bit pressuring that. Say nothing. Even hoping. Oh, I hope you vote for us. That's less than that. That's nothing. Maybe she might think we don't care. That's middle. I really hope you do vote. As a person, person to person. Or, it's not two. Right, so the question is, do we want to say nothing? Or just a last little word? I don't think that's a lot of pressure. It's a bit of pressure. Not feeling cornered type of pressure. That's what we were warned against. Don't put her in a corner. She's not in a corner, she's off. So a parting gift is required when one is leaving the building. I really hope you vote for the proposal, by the way. Okay, let me finish, Mr. President. I think I can get behind this proposal. Oh, very good, very good. Thank you, Mrs. Edmunds. I'll do my best to get the 3 votes, but I can only speak for myself. Your changes to Article 6 and 7 will make it really difficult. So you are not sure? Do we need to, I mean, we can tell that she's not sure from what she's just said. I think we get what she's saying. I don't want to press on it too much. So we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. That's great to hear that you will support us. Thank you. I see that we're all finished with our meals too. I think it's time to conclude this meeting. Thank you for inviting me here, Mr. President. Thank you for coming, Miss Edmunds. For the Constitution! You know, she's walking off. Come on now, Mr. President, get a grip. She stood up and shook my hand. Thank you for the meeting, Mrs. Edmunds. Likewise. Isabel took her coat and walked downstairs. Leah and I looked at each other. That's good news. Yeah, ever the jobsmith, never switch off. We still need to reach out to more. More can be done. Yes, not switch off. Isabel, tomorrow we dine elsewhere. Make sure you give me a full brief about all dietary requirements and tendencies, and anything else I need to know about the next meeting. Thank you. So I got off by the skin of my teeth there. You should maybe talk to Lucian about your other options. We may try reaching out to Heron if you want. It's a few minutes of thoughtful silence where I considered whether I was going to get a dessert or not. And I decided, nah. Not today. I've had a salad, I'll keep it healthy. Anyone, a long walk to aid digestion near? We also got up from our seats and left the restaurant. It was a good start, but I was still uncertain if Isabel would be enough. I got in the presidential Cadilla and Sergei started driving me home. On the way I received a call from the on-brand new radio phone that was mounted in our vehicle. It was Lucian. His voice was very difficult to understand through the static. Mr. President, I hope your meeting went well. I have urgent news to share. Heron has agreed to meet before the court vote. He wants to arrange a meeting outside of the capital, somewhere more hidden and out of the public eye. Arrange a meeting with him immediately. Understood, sir. Obviously, you get the picture. Good evening. Leaving the call. Over and out. Bye. I dropped dead. People using new technology. Right. No briefings, no news. Private meeting, straight into it. I've just come out of one. I feel like I've run a marathon here. That political manoeuvring. Putting me through it twice in a row. Right, I'm going to take a quick toilet stop. And let me know, before I come back, there's no other silly little things like in the previous one as there in this one. Right. No, don't tell me if it's not a block. If it's a natural blocker because you pick a decision that's against your against his principles, or you know, that's different. That's not that's not having to assume he's a vegetarian, which is a bit far-fetched. Anyway, here we are. Let me put my feet up. I shouldn't really be crossing my legs. It's bad for your circulation. Right, here we go. This is probably the more important one, to be fair, because he's oh, Oh, see, that's a bit of a spoiler, Ambrose. That's a bit too far. It's kind of influential, that decision, isn't it? That comment. Kind of gives the game away a bit, doesn't it? It was yet another sunny day, and I was facing another political figure, Heron Grassi. He had reached out to us and wished for a meeting just ahead of the court vote. We scheduled to meet outside of Holsword in the Gentlemen's Club of Peter. Oh, Peter's Club. Oh, of course. I forgot about that little endeavour he's got. Well, we could have some privacy. Can't you get privacy in somewhere outside of it? Maybe he's a gentleman's club kind of person. Maybe we've had the briefing. I grabbed a drink and sat down on the balcony of the villa overlooking its vast garden. Wasn't this the garden that we saw Peter having some extracurricular activities in the hedge maze or something? Such happy memories. Heron sat next to me in his beige check suit and took off his white trilby. Look, there's a sign. White trilby, prim proper, you know. Trilby comes off. We're always reading people. Trilby man, is he? The Trilby Brigade. If I was Fedora, I'd understand the full concept of what kind of a man wears a trilby. Has it got a feather in it, a trilby? I don't think it does. Okay, now we're getting a look at his face. Not that you should judge people by the face, but hey, it's all we've got to work with in this game, isn't it? So, what kind of face does it look like a man of? Trilby. Face like thunder. Very nice location you've set up here, Mr. President. A gentleman's club, huh? That's what I thought. Bloody hell! If he doesn't appreciate that, we're already off to a bad start. I don't set up my meetings, you idiot. It's Peter's place. We thought this place would be fitting. Why? You can't say that. I don't like any of these options. I hate these meetings where you get options and you don't like any of them. I don't like that because, again, like distancing. We thought this place would be fitting. I mean, I'm hoping he would ask us why, and then I can give a reasonable answer. Because nobody will think that we were in here. They wouldn't think to look in here, would they? We get peace that way. You idiot. Okay. I'm just going to say it. Bugger it. I don't think this is going to go against us anyway. Yes! Fitting! He straightened himself. I don't think he approves, actually. I don't think that's a yes fitting, I agree. That's a yes fitting... Really? Okay. So, Mr. President, you went a long way to make this meeting possible. I had to pay you the respect. Please do speak of your intentions and how I could be of assistance to you. We need your help with the upcoming vote, Mr. Grassi. I am prepared to do that. Oh, I'm already getting greed vibes from that, to be honest with you. As long as we help each other. That's obvious, isn't it, really? Puffed himself up. Oh, how can I help you, Mr. Grassi? Please do tell. I can help you beyond this vote. Wouldn't you want to have a Chief Justice who'd be sympathetic to your concerns? Doesn't it sound nice? Oh, Mr. Grassi. Ooh. You don't ask for much, do you? I'm listening. I already have a reasonable support behind me. If you can help me with some investments, I can be a valuable ally to have in the Supreme Court. And I will support you not only with the vote, but afterwards. Okay. Hopefully we don't need -2. But what are the investments? The money is not the investment, surely. He wants help with something else, as well as me losing personal wealth. But this is to convince him that we're serious, I suppose, about the offer. To help him with the investments. Oh, this is very dirty. Very shady. Oh, we don't like Orso, to be honest with you. Oh, silly me! So he's basically asking for money. Oh. I'm so, you know, oh, I mean, policing days are over, aren't they? I've been so far removed from the life of crime that I've forgotten what the life of crime looks like when it's smack bang in your face. Right. Well, hopefully, as I said, hopefully -1 is not a blocker. Because we could have had more than one at this point. Fine, I think I understand what you're saying, Mr. Grassi. The earpiece. 1950s style. He was asking for a bribe. Oh, is that... Oh, yeah. Hopefully this amount of Sordis Ren, whatever one equates to, will convince you. Didn't interfere in my own son's university studies. But I'm putting it up, you know. Kind of a father, am I? He smiled. But this is an important decision, son. 100,000 Ren. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for that. Ah, yes. I guess this works. I guess it does. Fine. I'll help you with the vote. He put his hat back on. And these shady types like to talk in codes and things. Thank you for coming, Mr. Grassi. It was a fruitful meeting. We shook hands, and he left me alone with my thoughts. What the hell have I done? I have bribed somebody. Oh, he needed help with investments, okay? His house was falling into disrepair. He just asked, can you help me out, Mr. President? You know, just a temporary loan, small amount of money, just to do my house up. Oh, not a problem at all. Oh, of course, I like helping out the judiciary for no apparent reason whatsoever. You think they'll notice? Announcement of the super. It's all happening in just. Where's my briefings? Where's my papers with their radical spiel and their adjectives that fly off the page and hit you in the face? Where is it? Here we go. This is it, guys. This could be the Constitution passing. The look on Orso's face when the votes come in. He'll be back in his chair. Holy hell, fire and brimstone. The other rule, Lemon, was if I ask the score at any particular time, you have to tell me, regardless if it's against the other rules. What score is it, please? I think it's half time now, isn't it? So I can see the half-time score. Is it still 2-1 or is it 2-all? Because you should have told me 2-all if it was. So I'm assuming it's still 2-1. What? It's 3-2. Oh my good grief! 5 goals have happened. What's happened to the updates? I'll let you off, I'm joking. Right, come on. The announcement is here. We're much more confident about this than we were about the assembly one. So, we're feeling good. We're feeling good. This is a must-win game for Leeds, by the way. This is must-win territory. So it's very important. Okay, here we go. Back at the office, I'm eagerly... Where's my papers? Papers! Hello? Sordland Post? Any radical? No, there's been a stop delivery for the time being. There's been a postal strike. They're always striking. Back at the office. Without my papers to read, I was eagerly waiting for the decision of the Supreme Court. Stood up, looking out the window, pacing around, impatient. Hands going 10 to the dozen. Sighing. Shuffling a few dossiers about. If you're like me at working on board, he'll have brought his packed lunch in, eating his sandwiches. It's only 10 o'clock, sir. I'm hungry. Got no better to do with my time. I'll start eating. Boredom eating. Okay, man, what you like. There were complicated rules, I'll not admit. You've also failed the 10% club question, by the way. So yeah, all the things that you do when you're anxious, he's done all of them. Peter and Pascal. Why is Pascal in here? Of all the ministers to begin with the news to. Peter and Pascal are there. Peter's slouching on the couch as he usually does. Tie all skew-whiff, jacket on. You know, not a... Why is he still out vice president? Staring at the ceiling. He was eagerly awaiting for the results. Why are you so eager, Mr. Health Minister? What's this reform got to do with you? You've done not a damn thing, have you? Has he been involved in the reform process? Should be near sat here, surely. Maybe she's doing some last-minute schmoozing. The whole process has been tough on all of us. But now there's nothing left to do but wait for the justices to cast their vote. Well, that's what we're waiting for, come on. Can't they move quicker than this? What do you think, Anton? We're going to make history. Do you know what? This, for me, is it's not a pet hate. It is a pet hate of mine. Or it's just something that when I'm in a nervous situation. She has to vote, of course. When I'm in a nervous situation and I'm like, you know, let's say I was waiting for some test results. God, I don't like to use that example, but let's just say test results, important test results, like the whole blood clot results that are coming through, whatever. You know, I'm nervous about them, anxious, waiting. If somebody starts talking to me, asking me questions, trying to engage me, take my mind off it, drives me potty. Just leave me alone. Just leave me. Go back to stressing about it. So why I'm saying that is because I'm picturing us like that now. We are pacing, the results coming through or whatever we're waiting for here. It must be coming because music's blaring. And Peter, what do you think, Anton? Shut up, Peter, I'm not bothered. Not now, Peter. Not now. We've been mates for 40 years or however old we are. You know what I'm like. Just leave me alone. Oh, yeah, I hope so. Our president is clearly a bit more patient than I am in these situations. Yeah, I hope so, Peter. It's all we can do. Live in hope. So you trust Isabel to bring another question? Trust Isabel to bring the votes? The moustache twitches. As I said, Peter, I don't know. We have to hope for the best. me drift. Oh, yeah. I want to stare at the ceiling. Bit of peace, right, oh, very good. We can go back to busying ourselves with more papers, shuffling. Sip of water. Glance at the clock. My real worry is Heron. I think we need his vote. But anyway, we'll learn about the vote soon. The session is already underway. Why do you think I'm like this? Pascal? Quoting the bleeding obvious Pascal Bennywall. I'm well aware it's underway, that's why I'm bloody having a thromby about it. But what time is it? Peter noticed us looking at the clock. It's 2 o'clock. 20 past 11, early morning sessions. It was scheduled to end in 10 minutes. Is Saul going to show his... I hope not. He can't make any decision. He can't influence the justices. Be breach of process. It'll nullify the whole vote. That's what we're going down. Who does a judicial review on the Supreme Court? We have 10 minutes. Oh, okay. We'll soon hear about the results then. But anyway, rose from his slouch and stretched. Oh. I don't know if you noticed, but Casaro has been getting popular in the Assembly recently. Our party's been supporting him on lots of bills, some of which have already reached you. What do you make of this? I think he's a very dangerous man, Anton. We can't let him divide our party. I don't make anything of it, Peter. Think about it. It's common sense. It's expected that he gets the support of the Conservative wing. I saw it in her eyes. What was she called? When we had that conversation with her. Oh, I can't remember her name. Bloody hell. The mouthpiece. That's what we call her. Behind her back. Gloria Tory. Sorry, I've got it now. Gloria. I saw it in her eyes. She wants me gone. His party only holds 40 seats, Anton. Yet he manages to pass bills. That man is trouble. Maybe we shouldn't allow our party to be so generous with what they support. Suddenly Livia entered the room. Thank God. I was about to get heated. Shut up, Peter! In her hands was a large object wrapped in straw paper. Good day to you, Mr. President and Mr. Bennywall. Am I interrupting you? No, please, come on. Is there a problem? The Chief Justice has sent you this. Oh, God. I actually feel nervous. Okay. She showed me the wrapped object. It's a head in a box. Can you imagine the plot twist? What was that? 7? The film 7? Was that the... Oh, spoiler. Film 7 there. I've never seen it in full, to be fair. I might watch... That's a good film to watch on a weekend when you've had a few drinks, I'm sure. I might watch that this weekend. I'll tell you what I did watch. I'm just... Suspension, you see. I'm doing it on purpose. No. One film that I did watch this weekend, which I thought was actually pretty good. Because I'm not a big film buff, really. But we watched... 13 Hours. I don't know the full name of the film. 13 Hours something in Benghazi. It was about a secret... It wasn't a secret, really. Everyone knew about it. In the country, in Libya. The US had a base, and there was the US ambassador there they had to protect. And there was a group of soldiers that were CIA soldiers. And they had to protect the ambassador and the base. And it all went a bit wrong. Based on a real story. So if you've got nothing else to do on one particular night, it's 2.5 hours, so it's quite long, but it's a good film. Good film. Okay, right, so after I've just disclosed that to you, dragged it out a bit more, we unwrap the box. Just please don't be ahead, please don't be ahead, please don't be ahead. What the hell is happening here? into overdrive. I thought someone was ringing me. Thank you, Olivia. You can leave it on my table. Yes, sir. She walked up to the table and gave it to me. I immediately started to remove the wrapping to reveal a framed photo. Is it a photo of the new constitution, perhaps? Photo of a head? It was an old black and white photo of Tarquin Sol, posing on a destroyed tank in Holsall Square. The building behind him had thousands of bullet holes on it, and the clearly readable slogan, "Victory is close," written on the walls. This is a message. Tarquin Sol, destroyed tank, thousands of bullets behind him, victory is close. Is that meant for me as in my victory? Or is that meant for him as in his victory? The date 14th of March 1929 was written in the corner with a black marker. I turned to Olivia. Did it also say anything to you about this? Clue? Wording? Anything? No, but he's obviously trying to send you a message. Hi, Olivia! Noticing Peter on the couch, Olivia reddened slightly. She gave a small wave, which Peter... Are you kidding me, Peter? Mr. Vice President, I'll be leaving. We were extracting vitally important information from this lady. What are you doing? Distracting her with your nonsense. I still need to address. As soon as she left, Peter ambled up. How are you doing, Mr. President? What do you think it means? I might have a bit more knowledge about what it means if you'd let Olivia finish before you actually butt in like an idiot. Oh, nice present. Look, I can't believe it. This man. What do you think? I mean, I don't even wish to ask him what he thinks. We clearly know what he's thinking with at the moment. Peter. Damn, also. This must be some kind of message. No. Damn, also. Damn him. What does this mean? What is it? Pascal's like unawares here. What's happening? Victory will be close, huh? Also's getting ahead of himself. Suddenly, Lucian rushes in. Lucian very rarely rushes anywhere. Unless he's going to be late, of course, because he has to arrive on the precise minute of the time. Mr. President, the vote has been concluded. Okay, let's see whose victory was close, Mr. Orso. Let's see whose victory was close, you cocky son of a gun, you. I can't wait to see the whites of your eyes after this. Well, we're feeling confident. This could be bad. But for whatever reason, we're feeling we didn't feel confident at the assembly, but we're feeling much more confident now. We immediately gathered round. He said, hang on a second. I can't quite speak. We should be looking after the man's welfare here. Are you alright there, Lucian? Come on, Lucian! Congratulations, sir! The constitutional changes are finalised with 7 justices voting for the proposal. Oh, hallelujah! Yes, it was Peter, yes! Peter jumped up and down like a little kid. Yes, congratulations everybody, says Pascal. This is a historic moment, Anton. We have changed Sol's constitution of 1929. Without words. You're never without words, Peter. Don't lie to me. This is just the beginning. No. Together, we all in this together. Should make it a theme song of the series. This together we can do anything. Hell yeah, we did. Peter approached me to give me a hug. Oh, he's a buffoon, isn't he? But he's a mate. Come on, he's our mate. Oh, bloody give him a hug, Peter. Stupid polio. 7 versus 4. And she managed to get all the centrists, so we didn't actually need Heron's bribe, but hey, got to make sure. So we did well there. The salad, sticking to our principles, giving the honest answer. Worked wonders. Oh, come here, you bloody big fool. You did well, Anton. Congratulations, sir. Today is a big day. You must also start preparing a speech to announce the changes, sir. Oh yes, my favourite time is coming up. I love giving speeches. Oh, yes. I'll go ahead and reach out to the cabinet. We can celebrate this together over a meeting. Lucian, we just had an epic victory. We won't be celebrating it over a flipping meeting. You imbecile! We're off to Gentleman's Club, you idiot. Come on! I'll have the meeting there, if you insist. Oh, we've got another achievement. The Constitution of 56. It rolls off the tongue. All of us immediately got to work to plan our next steps after our Supreme Court victory. A Sordland for all. Oh, we got. Oh, look at all this. Look at it all. Ping, 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 ping. Oh, we've got to see what the paper's going to say. Oh, the papers. Let's have a look. The excitement. This is the equivalent of trying to look yourself up on Twitter. You know, if you're a famous person, you do something, say, oh, how... I can imagine it happen. I'm not famous enough for it to happen, of course, but, you know, if you're really famous and something happens and you're like, right, I'm off to Twitter now to see what the people are saying about me. Oh, yes. That's what it's like now. This is our Twitter equivalent. The papers. Where's the papers? What are the papers saying? Quick. Let me see what the papers are saying. Papers. Right, the Whole Sword Post. New Constitution. After the Grand National Assembly's approval of the proposed changes to the Constitution, the Supreme Court also voted in favour of the new Constitution on Friday, making the changes official. Very neutral. The new Constitution replaces several of the major sections that were seen as unchangeable and which many saw as owing. So yes, an interesting point is that these are in effect as of now. So obviously we're going to live out our changes, the successes of them and the frustrations with them. Interesting. Right, anyway, back to the paper. One of my favourite dinners this evening is Chinese chicken curry with a bit of egg fried rice. I'll have to eat it a bit later. So, yeah, unchangeable, which saw many swords saw as owing its origins to the military rule of Colonel Tarquin Sol from back in 1929. One of the key changes was taking the Supreme Court's vote on constitutional changes, allowing the Grand National Assembly of Sordland to make changes to the Constitution without the Supreme Court's approval. This is a triumph for all Sordid citizens who love democracy and wanted change, said Chief Spokesperson Franz Richter. Although some observers expressed disappointment that the new changes do not reflect the will of the people, many USP supporters reacted with jubilation in public spaces across Sordland on Friday night. The will of the people? What's against the will of the people in that constitution? Much awaited change is here, said Sordland today. The new changes to the Sordid constitution are approved and made official by the Supreme Court on Friday. The biggest change is probably the new constitutional amendment process, which will not include the Supreme Court's vote in order to make constitution changes, giving the Assembly the proper legislative power it deserved. The Constitution also brings limits to the previously absolute presidential vetoes, allowing the Assembly to bypass the President's decision if they gather enough support. These much-awaited changes are celebrated by millions of Sordid citizens who flocked to the streets in support for the new Constitution. While some of the opposition talked about their concerns, most of Sordland is showing their support for President Rain, who managed to succeed in the unthinkable, changing the Constitution of Tarquin Sol. Oh yeah. Okay, this is my favourite paper now. With all, well, colour us surprise. Against all odds and amidst fierce opposition, President Anton Rain has managed to push his constitutional reforms through the Grand National Assembly. Even Tarquin Sol himself made a special appearance to voice his dissent, but it seems the winds of change were too strong to be ignored. For years we've been championing the need for amendments to Sol's archaic constitution. Dusty was the other term they used, although we highly doubt that Rain's proposal. The changes align with our vision of progress. Nevertheless, we must acknowledge the President's small shift towards principles of democracy and fairness. Small constitutional change. Small shift. Securing approval from Gloria Torres' gavel and Chief Justice Hawker's puritanical stance must have necessitated an incredible amount of compromise. However, now that both branches have given their approval, the new constitution is in place. We hope that these changes will actually reflect well for the people of Sordland and not for the elite politicians. They can never say something nice, can they, without qualifying it with something else. Yeah, okay, I don't know. Right, here we go. Constitution amendments require assembly. Amendment may be proposed by members of the Assembly with at least 150 signatures, which will mean now that constitutional amendments might happen a bit more frequently. Two-term limit. Presidential decrees require an enabling act, not be able to issue decrees that would carry the force of law. Enabling act, that's fine. Appointment of ministers require the Assembly. So we can appoint our ministers and then they have to vote whether they think it's, no, we don't want him actually. No, Mr. President, we don't agree with that one. That's a backhanded one, that one. No. President impeachable by the court and the Assembly. The President may be impeached with a 2/3 majority vote in both the Grand National Assembly and the Supreme Court. Which, I mean, obviously, and presidential vetoes can be overturned. But it needs a 66% majority decision, so if we don't get that, then it's not overturned. And Article 6 and 7 have been amended. Right, perfect. So let me see what this is about. Cabinet meeting on the results of the vote. Okay, let's go. I'll let you read the subtext. Bowed. The Cabinet has gathered in the White Room, sir. The Vice President will be opening the session soon. We can go in whenever you're ready. Yeah, I think we'll comment on his general well-being here. You're looking a bit tired, Lucian. Are you sure you're all right? Ah, it's nothing, sir. I am ready and able as always. Are you sure you're Lucian? You know, you can be honest with me. Come on now, we've been through thick and thin. I'm always honest with you, sir. I'll admit, this last year was tough. Especially all that lobbying work, but it's nothing to break me down, sir. Trust me, I'm fine. He fixed his tie. Okay. Is there anything else you want to say before we go in? Any pearls of wisdom, any advice? You know, you're a knowledgeable man. I only want to congratulate you again, sir. You wrote history. And this is very true. He has been one of our closest, if not the closest advisor that we've got. Is old Lucian. We take his word as a highest level. If he says something, it gives him the most consideration. Yeah. We probably couldn't. He slightly bowed his head and gestured to the door. Don't be embarrassed, Lucian. I think we should go, sir. Vice President Vecton must have started the session already. Lucian held the door for me and we both left the office for the White Room. When we entered, Peter was speaking to the cabinet members who were already seated around the table. As soon as they noticed me, they all stood up. Good day, everybody. Please, have a seat. Peter turned to me. Everybody except him took their seats. He stood right next to my chair in the middle. And here's our president. I don't think they know who it is. Yeah, it's a good gesture, I suppose. He held out my chair for me to sit down and smiled. Please. I sat down. That roll to here. I'll let Peter carry on. Maybe he's turned a corner. Peter walked to his seat and spoke, still standing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to discuss our current status and plan the remainder of our term. I know that some of you have had your concerns about our style of governance so far. There will be time to speak up about these in the meeting today. It's going to be a long meeting then. But I also must thank you all for your hard work so far. We are very lucky to have a team like this. All of you have been invaluable to this administration. Lilius grimaced at his remarks. Having said that, now we have reached a critical point of our term, we are nearing the end. We have successfully made changes to the Swordist Constitution. This is a historical accomplishment. Without this team, it couldn't have been possible. The new constitution has brought us one step closer to the Swordish dream. We should be proud for having strengthened our democracy. Our success with these changes has brought with it great support. Our party, which was divided at the beginning of our term, is finally coming together once more. So let's start the meeting with a brief look at some reports. It's doing all right. And then he fumbles with a stack of papers. It's doing all right. Oh, spoke too soon. He's fine. He's got it. He's rescued it. According to the latest polls, we have seen a decrease in our popularity. The public opinion has shrunk since we took office. That's a bit of a hammer blow. We're doing this for the flipping people. If we can't have their support, who'll support? Took out a piece of paper from the stack and inspected it. A major concern of the people is the state of our economy. We are slowly slipping into a depression. This will have dire consequences for our administration. We mustn't lose hope and give it our best. Sordland needs us more than ever. Peter turned to me. The growth line's gone up again? Good grief, nobody's ever happy, are they? I'll give the word to the President now. Okay. He sat down. How do we follow that? Please don't ask it with the growth line again. Mr. President? Mr. Vice President, sorry? Can you imagine me if it's President? Have a laugh. Vice President? Thank you very much for the opening. Everyone's eyes were focused on me. That feeling when everybody's looking at you. Can be empowering, can also be quite daunting. I've experienced both ends of that spectrum, I tell you. That's a big bombshell to drop right off the bat, isn't it? By the way, just let you know, forming an alliance. What? First, brief reports. Yeah, brief reports here. Give me time to settle in and hear the full state of our term so far. I want to hear the good and the bad. Come on now. Peter gestured at Simon, and he immediately, yes, Simon, this is the important bit of economy, Simon. Tell us how it is, please. Mr. President, dear colleagues, Mr. Vice President was pretty on point with his summary of the current economic status. He also used the word depression. He couldn't have been more correct. Why do you sound surprised, Simon? Our GDP has shrunk by 15% last year. This downward trend has broken our economy over the last years. If we cannot contain this in time, we will end our term, in the truest sense of the word, in a depression. However, this has not yet reflected well within our debt situation. Our total national debt has increased about 85 billion Swedish ren this year. If we maintain such a deficit over the next years, we will face a massive debt crisis which could crash the economy. Yeah, but it was you that said take on more debt in the first place, Simon. You might want to add that bit in. The Assembly is working on introducing new tax bills which will generate more revenue for the government. These efforts will depend on the government deficit situation. On the other hand, unemployment has seen no positive changes. There has been an increase in joblessness. It is now at 26%. We have lost control of the situation. We cause millions of people to lose their jobs. Yeah, people not liking us is beginning to make sense now a little bit, you know. Okay, carry on, Simon. Hit me with it. There's more, isn't there? Well, I don't want to get into too much detail right now, but I have to say that sadly, our first infrastructure project has not resulted in much growth yet. But apart from all that, I'll finish with an update on our latest project. The manager reported that everything is going well and very fast with the Sana agricultural zone. I'll keep it brief for the sake of the whole meeting and end my report on that note. Thank you, Mr. Hall. Thank you very much. Yeah, gas I'm going bust. Big issue. Gus Manger, Rural Minister. I will also keep it very brief, Mr. President. The trade deal with Valen increased our agricultural exports from the Berger region. Our farmers are still suffering. Our ministry did its best by giving out subsidies to local farmers, but our agricultural production remains the same. Well, that will be all. No positivity there, really. Thank you, Gus. Carry on. That was it. Next up was Pascal. Polio outbreak. People dying in the street. Yeah. Mr. President. Mr. Beniwal. My enthusiasm for this meeting is just slipping away. Ebbing. Our state facilities require immediate attention. We are experiencing long lines in front of hospitals everywhere. We are also currently investigating some reports of a small polio outbreak around a village called Haymere. I believe we can get into more details in our policy meeting soon. Thank you, Mr. Benewall. Where's the Education Minister, anyway, by the way? Save the best till last, are we? Give me some good news, maybe in the middle of this doom and gloom. Next up is going to be Lancea now, isn't it? Oh, God. Come on, Mr. Lancea. You're just waiting to put the boot in, aren't you? Yeah, I told you. The Ministry of Defence has a very important report regarding our situation with Rumburg. The investigation showed that Rumburg was in fact weaponizing rebels against our state. We have learned that they have been aiding the Bluish rebels in Valen too. Our military must stand ready for any possible attack coming from Rumburg. We have gathered intelligence regarding their military research and production. They are building a massive army. Our military has no means to stand against such a superior force if we do not deploy new tactics. We cannot let them threaten us like this. Make the necessary arrangements, Mr. Lancea. We'll have to use whatever we have to its limit. I mean, yeah. We're not committing money to this, are we? We just use everything to the best of your ability. Of course, sir. Ah, David, this might be good news, maybe. Mr. President, Perla and Hale have agreed to begin deal negotiations. We will be moving on with that very soon. Cooperation between Valen and Sordland has increased to a new level. However, we are seeing its negative impact with Lesbia. Oh, so maybe Wayland and Lesbia don't mix very well. That's interesting. The region is very unstable. With the incidents at Rumburg, Valen and Hillyland, we must be very cautious. We can talk in more detail in our foreign policy meeting. Oh, lots of meetings to look forward to here. Thank you, Mr. Wishy. Chiara, oh Chiara, finally, bring the good news. Our ministry is working day and night to improve our education system and increase its accessibility. We have since greatly improved our rural education, building new schools and bringing new equipment and books. We have accomplished a lot with our new curriculum. Our reforms will be greatly improving our output as a society. Oh, thank you, Chiara. Very good there. Sold that very well. Oh, and then Lilius stands up. Mr. President. Yes, come on. Good news. Well done, Lemon, Mr. Lemon, sir. I like that news. There must only be 20 minutes left. I'd say about 20. Oh. It's worth a bit of chicken curry, that. Good. Mm-hmm. See? Mm-hmm. The head honcho has managed to slip the net. Okay, not a problem. Where's Eka looking to, which we'd expect, and they will be aiding our search from their border. What?
I can't get any Wi-Fi on my phone or my iPad.
Well, I'll have to finish this. Right. So, signing an order for a much larger operation. Okay. call off the operations. Or hold off the operation. Ooh, interesting. Interesting indeed. Well, that information was given to us with the proviso that we'd use it, I suppose. Oh, I don't know. Constitution's passed now as well. But if the leaders are still out there, they could still cause problems. No. Finish off what we started. Just eliminate them once and for all, will you? That'd be a bit extreme, but hey. Actually, no. Let's call it all off. That's what we used. That's what we got the evidence for in the first place, which was part of the bargaining chip to be able to eliminate the leaders. Of course, yes. We might need to implement some new measures soon. We will provide you with a more detailed report at a later date. Unfortunately, Governor Bron is continuing his discriminatory policies against the Blues in the Special Zone. I'm afraid if this continues, we will have a major problem in our hands. The reports of the BFF organising its forces is very concerning. There is one more important thing to ask of you. I would like to transfer the gendarmerie under the Ministry of Interior to improve the internal security efforts. Oh, taking it away from the army? Ooh. I haven't heard of this before. I'm still working on the proposal and have a legal backing for it. I was going to mention it later. The Ministry of Defence shouldn't be meddling with internal security affairs through the gendarmerie. We had several incidents where they were too violent, too quickly, and it stems from military officers giving reckless or... Oh, I see. It's more like a restructuring, really. And didn't we get like a big red blob that the military were too involved in politics and stuff? Yeah, get them out of the loop. Get them out of it. You know, civil rights, human rights issues, beatings by the police in the streets. Yeah, can't continue, no. Yeah, too harsh they are. And it results in more unrest. Our police forces are trained to remain calm and suppress protests. Will you transfer the gendarmerie to the interior in the future? Yes, I will. Yes, Iosif will be furious, but he'll have to live with it, won't he? Can't please everybody. Over to you. They're in your hands, don't let me down. Excellent. She smiled faintly. It's better than frown, I suppose. Near. The Supreme Court has delayed the Ishval Urson case again. Indefinitely. Have it ever pleased him? I think we have. We sided with him against General Volker that time. We put the outposts up, which was his idea, wasn't it? I think we kind of pleased him a little bit. Just a smidgen. Mr. Hawker and his cronies are adamant about protecting Governor Bron and the Special Zone. In this process, Mr. Urson gained a lot of popularity and is now leading a peaceful protest movement against Governor Bron. According to the new constitution, Governor Bron should be charged, but with Mr. Hawker leading the court and delaying the case, my hands are tied. I'm afraid if this goes on for longer, there will be chaos in Berger. All noted. Thank you, Miss... We won't be scathing in front of everybody. Thank you, Miss Morgner. We'll put our thinking caps on. Right, next. I think we might have to get to all of these anyway. Talk about our new focus and some plans going forward. We'll leave the big news till the end. And finally, before I sign off... Dun, 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 ooh! A new vision to the manifesto. Public opinion we should focus on, or... You know what? I'm not bothered about being re-elected. I'm not bothered. We shouldn't be bothered about these things. I know you are as a politician. What about myself? But no. The country is in an economic crisis. The state of the economy is very concerning. I don't want to change that because we're halfway through a term and we said we'd be honest, so we're keeping the manifesto as it is. But our focus must be to achieve quick economic development, regardless of who's elected next time. I mean, you could argue that if somebody else gets in that's not very economy focused, it could all be unravelled. Balancing act, isn't it, I suppose? But ultimately, the economy comes first. It's got to do. Simon nodded in agreement. We should focus on eliminating poverty and homelessness. That's a big pledge. But, again, I'm not bothered about Carl, we can't get elected. And we're not bothered about economic powerhouse, where we've always been about doing things in small steps. Let's just get out of the doldrums first before we focus on big things. So yeah, let's start with the bottom. Poverty, homelessness. Let's work on that. Almost everybody seemed to be in agreement with me. Okay? Right. Thank you for the reports. If there's nothing else, let's move on. I think that's everything. I don't think I'm missing anything else. Let me just remember, yeah. Oh yes, this little thing. I have decided to form an alliance, let's read the room here, with the PFJP, who I will never call the PIFJIB again in disrespect. Okay? Some people looked at me questioningly. What? You heard me right. Our parties will form an alliance. We will be joining the next elections together. Liz clenched her jaw and stood up. I can't believe this. Do you have a problem with my decision, Lilius? Clearly she does. She's almost bloody jumped out of the seat like it's on fire. I'm sure everybody does, Mr. President. I was against the idea of cooperating with Mr. Richter from the beginning. I think you are pushing our party too far. Iosif nodded in agreement. I disagree. Keep it factual. We have much in common with Mr. Richter. An alliance with them is beneficial for our party. Let's not forget this party was founded on the ideals of Solism. We have nothing in common with anti-Solist liberals. You can try, but you cannot force us to change our values. I appreciate your opinion, Lillian. However, the alliance is going to happen. Okay? Thank you. She took a seat, fuming. Pascal cut in. I think it's a very clever decision. We have shown Sordland that our parties can cooperate and work together to bring change. I think we have many shared values with Mr. Richter. It is manageable. Pascal is right. Think bigger, Miss Graff. Think bigger. There was a brief silence. Freedom and Justice enter alliance with the People's Freedom and Justice Party. Right, I believe that's now everything. One by one, my ministers packed up and left the White Room. I followed suit and headed to my office. The last 2.5 years have gone by so fast. Wow, connections updated, policies updated. We've got one paper article, we've got a couple of briefings, and it's 20 to 10. Let's see what the next thing is. We have to end on the Address the Nation speech. I was going to say I'm debating whether if this is like lunch with the family, I might end the session, but we're not ending the session here. No, sorry. So I'm going to read all the reports. finish my meal, and then we're going to finish the session on the addressing the nation. Addressing the nation. So we must be halfway through the term. Is that halfway through the game then? I mean, bloody hell. There's me thinking this will be about a 12-part series. Right, so yeah, I'll read on, we'll read on in your heads, and then we'll get to the speech. Let me get the right button here now. Righty-ho. President is fed and watered. It's time to address the nation. Ooh, it's the dramatic music. Lucian and I walked into my office in the Maroon Palace to make my address to the nation speech. Was it like the King's speech? Is it going over the radio, this? First formal radio address. It was unusually crowded today. Cameras, lights and microphones were set in place and the crew was standing by, ready to start filming. Are you ready, sir? I'm always ready. Yep. Let's do it. I've practiced it in the mirror 50 times. I know it off by heart. Let's do it. Good. I think the crew is ready. As soon as you take your seat, we can go live. Took my seat and rearranged my notes on the desk as a crew member powdered my face with a cotton buff. Things you do for television. I've had that done to me, of course. After everybody was ready, the director gave the sign to start filming. I looked directly into the camera. My fellow citizens, brothers and sisters. I think that's a bit much. Anyway, my fellow citizens. I think, again, I'm quite happy with the neutral stance. I'm happy to have this opportunity to talk to you about the changes we have undertaken in Sordland. Didn't I say brothers and sisters? Maybe I did. Maybe I'm haggard now. Brothers, they don't like us. Balls to them. They've been demoted to mere citizens now. Ah. We have reached a turning point in Sordland's history. We have. I mean, we have changed. We have, yeah. We said we would enact change, and we have enacted change. But we're not going to focus on that. Taking any plaudits here. Turning point. A second revolution. I don't like the thought of it being called a revolution here. The new system, yeah. The new system brings a more transparent democracy that will help Sordland rise up in the world. We're acknowledging we need to rise. We're pretty much near the bottom at the minute. But the turning point is now. Now is our time to rise from where we are to loftier heights. That is quite true. Yeah. We made a constitution that no longer protects the rights of a select few elites, but ensures the participation of all. Clear, simple. It wasn't confused at all, really. It was just very entrenched. Yeah, we'll go with that one. I've spoken with, this could be a liar, have we? We've spoken with and received thousands of letters, thousands of them. I'm reading them all night. I know how hungry you were for change. Make no mistake, together we can change Sordland forever. A new age is upon us. Keeping it very generic. Not referring to any of the specific changes here. I will personally make sure, for the next 2 years at least, that every change is respected and executed properly. I promise you, we will not stop. Lucian, sweating cobs, looking haggard, bags under eyes. We will tirelessly work on. We are it's gone a bit far now. We are creating a nation, once again, that is vibrant, robust, and alive. With your millions of people that are out of work and your health system that's failing. Alive. I pause to take a deep breath. Is it working? Is it working, we're thinking? Lucian, engage the room. Yeah, economy. We will now focus on our economic development. Let history say of us, these were the golden years, when Swordish democracy was reborn, when Sordland reached for her best. I remind you of the revolutionary phrase, morning will come, victory is close. I am now glad to say that morning has finally come. Ooh, what are we pledging here? Ooh, there's a bit of a curveball here. Are we actually pledging already? No, we can't. Neutral. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. We've not even heard the trade deals yet. Oh, this is a bit of a curveball. What are we? We don't have to comment, Anton. What are you doing here? Putting all your eggs in one basket. Right. Where is our future? We need it. We need an alliance. We need help from somewhere. Rumberger lurking. Is it in the east? Is it in the west? I'm veering towards the west. They don't have any of our free market reforms. Are we aligned more with the socialist side of things in terms of their policies? Well, if this is going to have an influence, I have to pick one. We need an alliance. Are we not committing? I'm just worried that it's locking us into something. If it's not, then I'll say the future's in our hands. It doesn't matter. The behind-the-scenes wheeling and dealing can happen. We can change our mind. As long as it's just not locking anything in. If it's not locking in anything, I'll happily say the top one. It's a hard lock. Oh, it's a hard lock. Right, okay. So we're just telling our people this. I'm assuming we can go back on that, but it wouldn't reflect well on the party. So, I don't understand the implications. This is what the frustrating thing is. I kind of want to go west. There are off paths ahead. Oh, are there? Right. Well, no. We'll stick with neutrality for now. I don't want to be blaring out in the heat of the moment. We might even want to go east, to be honest with you, as long as that's not locking out the trade. I don't think this would influence the trade deals. I think it's just declaring to your party what your thoughts are. It might come against. It might go against you if you flipped your speech declaration, as perhaps. I took another deep breath. Lucian's shoe to fly away from my forehead. Oh. For a Sordland of wisdom, for a Sordland of vision, for a Sordland of courage. I kind of think that one. We've invested in education to lay that foundation. All the hard work we're doing now, investing now in today's youth, is for tomorrow's visionaries. It's very true. We're not here to congratulate ourselves on what has been done, but to challenge ourselves to finish what has not yet been done. And of course, we've got to say the words, the words of the nation. Amogna West Corps, Lectern Sister. The director gave the cuts at car. Oh, bloody hell, he's got on buses. Oh, God, he's causing me. The cameraman stopped filming. My speech was finished. How did it go down, I wonder? Ding! The radical reporting in. Oh, it's a new chapter change. Holy hell, fire and brimstone. Rain, the future lies in our hands. In his address to the nation, a confident Anton Rain announced that with his constitutional reforms passed, the future now lies in our hands. The reform process was long and arduous, taking up much of Rain's first 2 years in office. Undoubtedly, the president is relieved to be able to move on and finish fulfilling his campaign promises. Indeed I am. Indeed I am. Another military operation, large scale, finally to dismantle them for good. What's it called? That's what I'm interested in. What's the name of the operation? It's got a big kick-ass name. Operation Cattle Prod. Okay, apprehending figures. Very good. Chapter 3. Revelations. Oh, that sounds like Game of Thrones now. Backstabbing. Factions. Revelations. Whose revelations? Right, I'll just finish with the news again, and the it's all Geopolitico. Any of this important? Walker wins Arcasian election, stabilising Ventry City amid economic stagnation. So Dwight Walker narrowly winning a re-election. Walker's re-election has been attributed to successful efforts in lifting a significant portion of the population out of poverty. Yeah, they've taken people out of poverty. We can take people out. These are good role models, this country. Lee's 143. Oh, excellent news. Thank you, King Lemon. Oh, yes. Yes, now we just need Ipswich to slip up tomorrow whenever they're playing. Come on. We've done our bit. That's all we can do. But it's out of our hands now, you see. We're relying on Ipswich to cock up. Because we're 2 points behind. We were nothing now a point ahead now. But they've got, obviously, a game in hand. We've got a better goal difference. So if they draw, we're still good. So they have to win. It's always good having that goal difference, you see. Right, anyway. Everything's looking good. Tensions have risen between Rumburg and Arcasia. Yeah, a bit of distraction. Yeah, go invade Arcasia, Rumburg. Leave us alone, will you? About to a more inclusive and prosperous society. Very good. Keenhal's Anti-Piracy Summit. United efforts to combat rising piracy and maritime security concerns. Yeah, very good. Pause at your leisure. Queen Beatrice demands reparations for century-old alleged war crimes. She brought up the Estord incident of the 15-Day War, igniting the forgotten century-old debate of Sordish war crimes. Oh, what are you trying to get out there, Queen Beatrice? She spoke about the need for peace and change in Eastern Macopa, and that the way forward can only be walked if past atrocities are finally settled. Queen Livingstone claimed that the Sordish army in 1870 had massacred ethnic Rums with plans of committing genocide. Sordland still hasn't claimed any responsibility for their past war crimes, said the Queen, and demanded reparations to be paid. She's angling for a fight, man. 100 killed in Helly Land. Oh, it's gone worse. Riots. Oh dear. No statement being released yet. Everything is getting out of control. Oh dear. Report. Radical journalist killed en route to interview. A devastating incident in Vsord has shaken the journalism community. A reporter from the well-established paper The Radical was killed while travelling to to interview Robar Lehman, the influential founder of the State Educator Corps known as the Ally of Tarquin's Soul. Shot shockwaves through the city. It's interesting. Gendarmerie police issues. Is this what happens because you're taking it out of the military's... There's a bedding in period. It's fine. It's a bedding in period. You've got to let them find their feet. We've just switched control of them. I don't think it's happened yet, has it? We can't have done. We'd have had Iosif knocking. Queen demands reparations. Coming up with a plan of action. Oh boy. So, departure of President's son from home. Okay, so we've got family matters to attend to when we come back next time. So tomorrow I can't do a pre-football stream because I'm having to pick somebody up from quite far away from my house tomorrow. So I'll have to set off to football quite early to get him. And I've got to take him home as well. So will be no stream tomorrow. And I'm working from home tomorrow actually. I could start Fallout tomorrow actually. Just looking at what I could do with my time. Finish work about 3:30. Football's at 6:30. Could do. Wednesday I'm off to Manchester, so there's no Wednesday stream. Back Thursday. And then it'll be Friday. So the next stream actually is next Sunday. Unless any footballs are randomly cancelled. So yeah, perfect time to play some Fallout in that them little gaps, perhaps. But of course, I also have to be doing some studying for Three Kingdoms in there as well. So perhaps I could use that time. And of course, because I'm in a hotel room overnight on Wednesday, I've got a good 4 hours at least. And I got my new tablet back from the company who sent me the free one. It's now set up and ready to go. I can actually spend 4 hours on the tablet looking at that tutorial videos for Three Kingdoms on Wednesday. Might even take a notepad and pen and note some things down. But I've got plenty of time at my leisure whilst chilling out in my hotel room. So plenty of time. But anyway, yes. So yeah, next stream this coming Sunday, if you will, and that'll be Baldur's Gate 3 more than likely. And some Fallout recorded old school sessions for our new retro series. We'll start, if not tomorrow. So I've just got to obviously get thumbnails sorted, come up with a character concept, all the rest of it. I might have to wait till Thursday, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll probably get the game installed tomorrow, make sure it's working, do all the testing settings, make sure everything's fine, make sure OBS picks it up properly because it's an old game and all that. I can do all of that kind of stuff probably tomorrow. Ready for Thursday to do the proper session. But anyway, hope you have a fantastic week, whatever you're doing. Hopefully see you soon. I will be getting Fallout there. So I hope you enjoy a little bonus series. Anyway, go forth, enjoy the rest of your day, and until next time, I'll see you soon. Oh, and thank you for being my official scorekeeper, King Lemon. Especially when you bring good news.